Welcome, everybody, and thank you for listening. My name is Paul Clifford. I'm the CEO of the Penn State Alumni Association. So you want to be on Alumni Council? We are excited to host this on-demand session to provide an overview of the Alumni Association and Alumni Council for those of you who might be interested in running for a position on Alumni Council. During this session, we're going to be covering three key topics, including an overview of the Penn State Alumni Association and our strategic priorities, an overview of Alumni Council, which is the association's governing board, and information on how to run for a position on Alumni Council if you're interested. Today, I'm joined by two of our volunteer leaders. Kelly Lynch, the 82nd president of the Penn State Alumni Association, is here with us, as well as Anand Ganjam, the current vice president of the Alumni Association and chair of the Alumni Council's nominating committee. As the CEO of the Penn State Alumni Association, I work closely with these two and the rest of our Alumni Council, as well as more than 75 alumni relations staff members, to run the operations of the Penn State Alumni Association and drive forward our strategic agenda. The Penn State Alumni Association exists to connect alumni to the university and to each other, to provide valued services to our members, and to support the university's mission of teaching, research, and service. We are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and we have an interdependent relationship with Penn State University, which essentially means part of our funding comes from the university, today about $4.2 million, and the rest of our almost $14 million budget is self-generated through programs offered by the Alumni Association. Like I mentioned, we have 75 staff members that work here at the Alumni Association, but alumni relations at Penn State is a team sport. We also have directors of alumni relations that assist our efforts in every college and on every campus across the Commonwealth. In addition, our 284 affiliate groups help to extend the Penn State experience to where most Penn Staters live or around the special interests that they might have an affinity towards. Those 284 affiliate groups are powered by almost 3,000 volunteers that give their time, talent, and treasure in service to the Penn State Alumni Association. We are here to serve the 742,000 alumni of the Pennsylvania State University. And we do that with the support of our 171,000 plus members of the Alumni Association. As you can see here, almost 83%, a little more than 83% of our membership base is made up of alumni, as you might expect. But the other 17% is made up of parents, students, and friends of the university. So whether you're a Penn Stater by degree or by desire, you too can become a member of the world's largest alumni association. In addition to serving our alumni, we also have programs that try to connect our students to the power of the Penn State network from their very first day here on campus. We are assisted in those efforts by our two student groups, the Blue-White Society and our Lion Ambassadors. To learn more about your alumni association, visit our website at alumni.psu.edu. Just in 2001, we passed our strategic plan, and these are the four major pillars of the strategic plan. First is we are looking to take a more personalized approach in engaging the 740,000 plus alumni of this institution. We're going to do that by taking and having a digital first mindset, by making sure our organization aligns at every level, and through greater use of data. Essentially, what we're trying to do is make 742,000 alumni feel like individuals within the community. We are also going to continue our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion by taking a look at our program services and communications and making internal improvements to make sure that our programs are accessible to all alumni, We're going to do it by providing resources and education to alumni and volunteers, by partnering with other groups on campus that are partnered in the diversity, equity, and inclusion endeavor here at the university to make sure that our programs are reaching all alumni who want to be involved with the Penn State Alumni Association. And also in this area, we're going to measure and report our effectiveness on how accessible our programs are to all Penn Staters. We're also driving to be more efficient as an organization. This means greater use of project management and project portfolio management across the universe, across the association. It means assessing the talent that we have available to us, both from a volunteer perspective and from a staff perspective, to make sure that we have the skills needed to serve our current alumni. And it means that our projects are going to be more team-based versus individual execution, all to be more efficient to serve our ever-growing population of alumni. And finally, we want to focus on the member experience. Focus on our members to make sure that their experience as members of the Penn State Alumni Association are fulfilling why they originally joined, and to make sure that we're still relevant to our current members. At the same time, we want to show the value of membership to all Penn Staters to see how they can be connected to their alma mater throughout their lifelong relationship with the university. A great example of how we're trying to enhance the member experience is through our one membership model. One membership in the Penn State Alumni Association will grant you access not only to all the programs and services offered by the association, but also by every one of our affiliate groups. Alumni Association membership should be the key that opens up all of our affiliate groups for all members of the Alumni Association. I'll now turn it over to the 82nd president of the Penn State Alumni Association, Kelly Lynch, to talk about Alumni Council.
Great, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. Hi, everyone. I am Kelly Lynch, and as previously mentioned, I am an 87 grad of Penn State out of the Smeals College with a major in finance. And I am honored and privileged right now to be the current president of the Alumni Association. I'm going to spend a couple of minutes here just talking about the overall structure and purpose of the Alumni Council, and also the responsibility that each of our council members have while they're a member. As Paul had mentioned before, the Alumni Association is a 501(c)(3). We are our own separate nonprofit. And basically the Alumni Council, we're the governing board. So if you've ever been involved with a nonprofit and they've had a board of directors, that's more or less what we do. We have the responsibility for the governance, we have fiduciary responsibility, and the overall strategic responsibility of the Alumni Association. And a clear distinction is we are responsible for the Alumni Association, not Penn State. Penn State University is governed by the Board of Trustees. So just to make sure that everyone knows that's where we focus. So now to talk a little bit more about Alumni Council. We, as you can see here in the first column, we have just over 90 people who are members of it. And it's broken down basically into 4 groups. We have our executives and our ex officio. So down below, you'll see my name along with Anand and Randy Houston, who is my predecessor. He's the immediate past president. Carl Sizer is our treasurer. And then we have Paul as the CEO. And we also have 7 ex officio members, and those are our student body leaders. Most of them are leaders of the various government bodies throughout the student population, both undergrad and graduate, and all the Commonwealth campuses, along with the faculty senate representative. Then the remaining groups are divided not quite equally, but close. We have elected members, we have appointed members, and then we have members that represent our college alumni and campus societies. The elected, it's an annual, we run an election. We'll get into a little bit more detail later with that. But anyone who is a member of the Alumni Association is welcome to run. After the election, we will go through an appointment process. where we look and we try to see what areas are we missing, or what would help to enhance the diversity of the alumni board, whether it's race, whether it's gender, sexuality, geography, also function. Do we have enough finance people who can take over being treasurer at some point? So that's where we use our appointments. So every year we will have 7 elected and 7 appointed, and each of those terms will be for 3 years. So that's where the 21 for each come. And then, as I also mentioned, we have the Alumni Society, the college, and the campus society. So it's representing all our Commonwealth campuses, along with all of the colleges within the university. Those also will have terms depending on their societies, but they will max out at 6 years also, just like with all of us. You can do 2 terms for 3 years each. Next, so now you're a member of the Alumni Association Council. What do you do? Well, one of the first things that you will do is you will be able to pick which committee you would like to be involved with. As many of you know, if you're involved with any boards or any large organization, a lot of the work gets done within the committees. We have 6 standing committees that per our bylaws, and those include, you can see on there, we have the audit, the awards, budget and finance, diversity and equity and inclusion, governance and nominating. So those are our standing committees. The rest really are based on our strategic mission, because we want to have committees that work with the staff and the Alumni Association to make sure that we are meeting our goals and meeting our strategic vision. This year, we also have another, Paul mentioned about the 1 membership. We also have kind of probably just a 1-year committee called 1 membership. So we have the standing, and then we also have the strategic ones. At the beginning of each of your terms, each fiscal year, you will be able to choose which ones that you would like to get involved with. Each committee also has a chair, co-chair, and we have a staff liaison. So that work will continue throughout the year. The committees then will pick goals and mission, their goals for the year that will align with the mission of the association and our strategic goals. So after that, what do you do just as an alumni member? Well, you're first and foremost, to be a member of the council, you have to be a full-time or either have to be a lifetime or an annual member of the Alumni Association. As also I mentioned, each term on an annual basis is July 1 to June 30th, which coincides with the fiscal year of the university and of our Alumni Association budget. We will have 2 regular meetings throughout the year for Alumni Council, generally in the fall and October timeframe, and generally in the April timeframe. And those will be 2 days each. Come up, we have our meetings as a group, we have report outs. We also try to do some social activities so we all can get to know each other, because we have people that represent all groups around the country, around the world, in fact. And so it's a great opportunity to interact and to network. We also may have some ad hoc committee meetings throughout the year, depending on which committee you choose will also depend on how often you will meet. Many of them will meet once a month. So you can expect 1 to 2 hours every month that you would be able to meet, along with the regular meetings that we have. There's no reimbursement for any travel that coming to campus or to campus for the meetings. However, we will provide the meals while you're here. We also try to get the word out as soon as possible about the dates, so you can get your lodging in place. The other thing that we also have opportunity, or the other opportunity we have for everyone, if you're not able to travel for whatever reason, all of our meetings will also be online. So if you're unable to come because of personal reasons, maybe you have an event that evening, or you have work or financial, we will host all of our meetings online, so you can participate virtually in all of our activities. And then the ultimate is we are the governing body. So you as a member will have the normal fiduciary responsibility as a board member to make sure that our Alumni Association is meeting our mission and meeting our fiduciary responsibilities toward our members. So that's kind of a snapshot of what you would do if you are a member of the Alumni Association Council, along with your overall responsibilities. So if you're planning on running, I'm going to pass this on to Anand, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that process and what you need to do next.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly. Just to introduce myself real quick, my name is Anand Ganjam. I am a class of 2015 Smeal College of Business graduate, and I have the honor of serving as the Vice President of the Penn State Alumni Association. Through my role as Vice President, I also chair the nominating committee of the Alumni Council, which is the committee that is responsible for overseeing the Alumni Council elections process each year. So if you've liked everything that you've heard so far from Paul and Kelly, and you're interested, or you know someone who might be interested in running for a position on the council, I'm going to share a little bit of information on both the eligibility as well as the process and the steps that you need to take to get on the ballot. So regarding eligibility, right, we have 4 primary criteria. The first is that you must be a graduate of Penn State University. It doesn't matter what degree you have, associate, bachelor's, master's, professional degree. Doesn't matter what campus, what college. If you are a graduate of Penn State University, you are eligible. As Kelly mentioned, you must also be a member of the Penn State Alumni Association, which is a requirement to both get on the ballot, but also a requirement to be maintained over the course of your tenure on the Alumni Association. If you are not a member, you can go to alumni.psu.edu to look at all of the member benefits and purchase a membership. And if you are unsure of your status as a member, we do provide the link and the details in the nomination forms, which I'll discuss here in a minute. Those who are currently university administrators or emeritus administrators, as well as trustees or emeritus trustees, are not eligible. However, if you are a faculty or a staff member that is not involved in the Division of Development and Alumni Relations, you are eligible to be a member of the Alumni Council. And then lastly, those who are currently plaintiffs in lawsuits or participating in legal action against the university or the association are not eligible to be placed on the ballot for the election. So if you do meet the criteria and you're interested, or know someone who is interested, the first thing that you will need to do is submit a nomination form to get on the ballot for the Alumni Council. These forms are due for submission by January 15th of 2022 and can be accessed on alumni.psu.edu/elections. So if you go onto that link, you will find 2 separate forms: a third-party nomination form that's for individuals who want to nominate someone else to serve on the council, and then there's a self-nomination form. The key thing to note is that anybody who does want to ultimately get on the ballot must fill out the self-nomination form because it requests a number of important pieces of information that we use to assess candidates. So if you are nominating somebody else, we will take your nomination and notify that nominee. However, in order to give that candidate the most time to submit their information, we'd also encourage you to work directly with the nominee and encourage them to fill out the self-nomination form. So all of that is due by January 15th. If for those who do submit forms, we will be notifying those individuals, myself as well as the nominating committee, will be reaching out to those individuals by March of next year to notify them of whether or not they have been accepted or rejected for the ballot. Now, in the rare case that an individual who does meet the eligibility criteria is rejected from being put on the ballot, that individual may circumvent the nominating committee acceptance by acquiring 250 signatures from Penn State Alumni Association members and presenting them to the CEO at least 10 days prior to the spring meeting, which in 2022 will be April 11th as the deadline. And again, that is a fairly rare circumstance. And then ultimately, once the individuals are identified who will be on the ballot for election, the elections themselves will be taking place from May 9th through 31st of next year. For those who do end up on the ballot, we will be hosting a Q&A session to answer any questions about rules and processes around the election. All Alumni Association members will be eligible to vote during the time frame from May 9th to 31st. Those who do have their information in the university's database will receive an email with the ballot, and those who do not have their email address registered can request a ballot through the Alumni Association's office. So those are some of the major details around running for the Alumni Council. And again, the number one thing is if you are interested or know someone who's interested, make sure that they fill out the nomination forms, which are on alumni.psu.edu/elections by the January 15th deadline. So if you have any information, I know we shared a lot of information. So if you have any questions about the information shared, you can contact Kevin Barron, who is the Director of Volunteer Services at the Alumni Association. We've provided his email address here. You can answer any questions about the information and the processes. And if you are interested in speaking to a current Alumni Council member about their experience and their perspective in serving, we have provided the names of a number of our Alumni Council members and their information, their email addresses here. So please feel free to contact any one of them to obtain their perspective. But with that, we wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and to learn more about how you can give back to your university and to your Alumni Association. And we hope that you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. So thank you.